Hi everyone, and welcome to my live creative time today. My name's Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've got a little piece of hair sticking up. Is that going to sit down? No, it's going to. We've got a bit of a dreary day today. The sun was out for a little while. We've had some rain. It looks like it's going to rain again soon too. So yeah, hair's a little bit crazy today with the weather. Must be a lot of humidity in the air today. Precipitation, isn't that the word? All right. While everybody is finding their notifications that I have gone live, I will bring this up on my other devices so that I can see all of your comments there. So let's, okay, I'll bring this up over here. There we go. Okay. And that is warming up. The computer is warming up. And let's see if I can bring it up here on my iPad as well, because one of them is likely to freeze. It happens all the time. So it's better to have two devices going. And then, yes, the computer is black screen. So I thought there would be an issue with one or the other. So yeah, we'll see how we go. I have got some fun creating to do with you today. Oh my goodness. I have been creating over the weekend and designing for my next upcoming class. So I'm going to tell you about that in a moment. And we're going to be creating with some of those beautiful products today. Hey Rose, how are you? Oh, cold down there in Tassie today. Yes, it's getting a little bit chillier, isn't it? As the, well, we're in winter now, aren't we? What is today's date? Today is the 5th of June. So we're at the very start of winter now. So it's about to get even colder. Have you got snow on the mountains down there yet, Rose? I think it was it last week or the week before? You said there'd been some snow. So yeah, I think you might have mentioned that already. Hey Brenton, how are you? Great to have you with us. Good to see you. How was your weekend? Let me know what has been happening. My screen over here on the computer is just black. I've got no video. I can see comments. I've got no video. I don't know what's going on over there. Let me try to refresh that. I'll just try a refresh. If it doesn't work, you just refresh. There we go. Oh, I was back for a moment. Now it's gone again. It's all right. I can see it on the iPad anyway, so it's all good. Alrighty. So before we jump into our creative time, let me just share with you a few exciting things that are coming up. Now, first of all, let me just remind you that, as I mentioned, I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and Stampin' Up! Has this beautiful, beautiful catalogue. Now, if you would like to get your hands on one of these gorgeous catalogues, now, of course, mine is has a little bit of extra colour, I should say, because I've got all of these colourful tabs. So this is my wish list. These are all my tabs to help me find things. So it doesn't obviously come with all of those. And it doesn't come spiral bound either. I get that done myself at the local stationers. But if you would like one of these and you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you live here in Australia, let me know. I would love to get one of those out to you. I also too do have an online store, but I have to admit I love leafing through a catalogue. And not only that, but this catalogue has beautiful sample projects. In fact, this isn't what we're playing with today, but let me just show you. So for a lot of the products that are in there, there's these beautiful sample projects to give you lots of ideas to get you started. You can copy, as we say, case, which is copy and selectively edit, or copy and share everything. You can copy them directly from the catalogue, or you can change it up, which I always like to do. I use those ideas as, you know, occasionally from time to time I will case them directly, but most of the time I use them as a bit of a creative inspiration to then launch into my own, you know, creativity. So change it up a little bit and make it my own. So I love to do that. You might even see designs in there or layouts in there that you like. You might like a color scheme of a particular card, but might not necessarily have those products, but you can use those colors and, you know, use different products, etc., etc. So many different ways you can use those sample products in the catalog. So I would love to help you on your crafting journey. So please let me know if you would like one of those beautiful, beautiful catalogs. Rose says, oh, no snow on Mount Wellington. Aha, okay, I got that one wrong. I was trying to remember, did you say there was snow or not? So no snow yet, but there probably is up in the Highlands. Okay, yes, yeah, I actually am wondering if it started to snow down at the snowfields here in New South Wales yet too. The snowfields are about 3.5 hours south of us, so it's a fair way. And that's where they have all the ski fields and, you know, do all the skiing and stuff. So they do get quite a lot of snow down there. We get a little bit of snow up in the Blue Mountains, just an hour north of us. Just a little bit of a dusting of snow, usually, you know, a couple of times during the winter or a few times during the winter. We've never actually gone up and had a look at it when it has snowed up there. I'm always worried a little bit about icy roads and things. But maybe one day we'll take a trip up there one day when it's been snowing and just see how pretty it looks with all of the snow everywhere. Yeah. Hey, Athena, how are you? Great to have you here. Brenton worked all weekend. Oh, did you? You often work on weekends, don't you, Brenton? And then you usually have a couple of days off during the week, I think, don't you? Yeah. Hi, Martha, how you going? Great to have you here. Oh, 6 hours away are they, Amber? Okay, so Amber just corrected me. She said she's pretty sure that the ski fields are closer to 6 hours away from us. What am I thinking? 3.5 hours? Is that Canberra? Braidwood. That is north of the ski fields. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Yes, you're right. Actually, it is more like 6 hours south. It's a lot further south than I thought. Yes, it's been many years since we've been down there, actually. We used to go a lot when the children were younger. And we loved it. We loved having family ski holidays. But since my back got really bad, we haven't been able to ski. So I've encouraged the family to go without me, but they haven't wanted to leave me behind. So I said to them, that's fine. I'll come and sit in the chalet and sip hot chocolate all day and watch all the beautiful snow and everybody having fun outside the window. Sit in front of the fireplace where it's nice and warm. But no, that never eventuated. They never ended up going without me. So, yeah, that probably won't happen now. Anyway, yeah, lots of fun memories. And we've got lots of great photos of our ski days. So, yeah, lots of fun we had. And stories, oh my goodness, stories. We've always got holiday stories. So if ever we've had any family holidays, there's always been something that has happened. Something to tell. We get sick or someone gets injured or, you know, we end up in hospital in Hawaii or crazy things. Always a story to tell. Yeah, but lots of fun, lots of great memories, as well as some of the, you know, not so great memories when things happen. But yeah, lots of fun. Brenton says every second weekend you work. Oh, okay, got it. 11-hour days. Oh my goodness, that is so long. Then a day off, followed by a couple of half days. You do have pretty good roster. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, 11-hour days, that's really long. You must be absolutely exhausted by the time you finish that. Amber said, never holiday with us unless you're up for an eventful adventure. Yes. So true. Every time, every single time something happens. But yeah, we've certainly got some good stories to tell, that's for sure. Anyway, all right, so let me jump in. So talking about the new catalogue, you may know that in the catalogue, throughout the catalogue, and then there are some summary pages towards the back of the catalogue of all of our beautiful designer series paper. So we've got several pages of the beautiful designer series paper. Now, I've got some exciting news, and you might have already heard this last week, but a lot of this designer series paper, in fact, most of it, is on sale in June, 15% off. Look at all of these beautiful ones. Now, these ones here, these are from the color families. These ones are not on special, but most, I think all of the other ones that I just showed you are, including the gingham. Oh, where's the other pages? There we go. Yes, including the gingham. The gingham is also on special. But anyway, yes, so 15% off. And of course, we all love our papers because we're paper crafters. And I'm guessing that if you are watching this video, then you are a paper crafter. So I know that you would love pretty papers because that's what we do. We play with papers and we create beautiful things. But yeah, there is a flyer. So I have got this flyer on all of my links. All of my links will be in the description of the video, both here on Facebook and on YouTube. I should have added them before I started actually, but I forgot to put them in the description, but I will go back when I finish filming. I will go back and I'll add them to the description. So then you can click on my Linktree link. That opens up all of my links, and then you can navigate to where you would like to go. And then if you want to have a closer look, you can actually download this, print it off if you want to, etc. It's there in my links, so I will add that. Yeah, but so many. I think there's 13, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 paper packs, all 15% off. And remember that if you are a demonstrator, not only do you get your not only do you get the 15% off discount, but you also get your demonstrator discount on that too. So if you're on a 20% discount or a 25% discount, you get your demonstrator discount as well as the 15% discount. So another great reason to join. Speaking of joining, great segue. Stampin' Up! Has got an amazing starter kit offer at the moment. So you can join Stampin' Up!, become part of our awesome creative community, and not only will you be joining a wonderful team, and we do so much in our team. There's always something happening. We've even got our very first full day in-person team retreat coming up in August. So we're so excited about that. Yeah, so that's coming up in August. Plus we do monthly events, and then we usually have additional events as well. We have creative challenges, and we share our projects with each other and creatively inspire each other. We do card swaps. I'm just waiting for all my card swaps to arrive so I can share them with you. We've just had a team swap, and I'm just waiting for them. I've got 2 that have arrived. I'm waiting for all the rest to start arriving, and then I'll be able to share those with you as well. Yeah, we do so many fun and exciting things together, and I keep you up to date, of course, too. And you get lots of background information behind the scenes, and you get to know what's going on in Stampin' Up! Before anybody else does. You get new catalogs early and all sorts of things. But anyway, it's lots and lots of fun, and we love it. So that is why we do what we do. But if you love Stampin' Up! Products and you haven't yet made the decision to join, this might be a great time for you. During the starter kit promotion, which runs for the whole of June 2023, so from the 1st to the 30th, when you purchase your starter kit for $169, which is the usual price, you will get to choose $283 worth of product. So you're getting $114 worth of product for free, which is amazing. Yes, please. I want $114 worth of free product. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm already a demonstrator. I can't rejoin. But yeah, if you haven't yet joined, seriously, it is the best value, and it is the way you're going to maximize your best value. You will get $114 worth of free product at the moment during June. You'll get free shipping on that order. You'll get an ongoing 20 to 20% discount. You can even put these products, these designer series papers that are on special, you can put them in your starter kit at the special discounted price as well, the 15% discounted price. You can put them in your starter kit too. It's a customizable starter kit, so you can put whatever you like in there. Stampin' Up! Doesn't tell you what you need to put in there. You can totally choose whatever you want from whatever Stampin' Up! Has available. You can put that in your starter kit to the value of $283, and you're still only going to pay $169. So that's Australian dollars. So if you're in a different market, if you're overseas, obviously you'll have a different price because we have different currency. So yeah, but if you have a demonstrator and you're outside of Australia, find out from your demonstrator what the going rate is. What's the special? Yeah, and you'll be able to find that out if you are outside of Australia. But yeah, it really is a fantastic time to join. And look, there's no lock-in contracts or lock-in periods, so you can leave whenever you like. So if you join and then decide, you know, you fill your starter kit with all of the products that you wanted, and there's nothing else that you want after that. I mean, like, really, would there not be any other craft supplies you would want? We have new catalogs coming out all the time. There's always something new. We've got the online exclusives now too. We've got new online exclusives coming out next month too. There's always something new. But anyway, if you decide your circumstances change or whatever, and you need to leave or you want to leave, you can. Like, there's no lock-in period, so you just go back to being a customer, just like that. It's really easy. Now, if you joined to this month, so it's June, so we are, let's see, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Yes, so you would have until the end of September before you had to even worry about quarterly minimums or anything. There is quarterly minimums if you want to stay on. So I'm happy to have a chat with you about that if you want some more information about that. But yeah, if you want to stay on, there are quarterly minimums that need to be met. But if not, you can still purchase the starter kit, and then that's all you need to do. If that's what you want to do, that's totally fine. I'm happy to have you. Happy to have you, happy to help you on your crafting journey. Whatever you would like to do, I'm here to help you and encourage you on your creative journey. So please reach out to me and ask me any questions that you might have. I'm happy to help you in any way that I can. If you are outside of Australia and you don't have a demonstrator and you would like to find one, please let me know, because I have contacts all around the world. I've got beautiful friends all around the world that I have met through Stampin' Up!, which I never would have had the opportunity of meeting these beautiful people, even here in Australia too, of course. But yeah, I've got contacts all over the world, so I can hook you up with somebody if you're looking for a demonstrator and you don't already have one. So please let me know if I can help you. Get in contact with me. You can private message me. You can send me an email at mandyspapercraftcreations@gmail.com. So that's a little, you know, the little @ symbol, the A with the circle around it, at gmail.com. Yeah. So there you go. So that is what is happening. Super exciting month. Lots happening. I'm going to be putting in my order really soon because I want some more of this beautiful paper at a discount. Thank you very much. Thank you, Stampin' Up. Yeah, so very exciting. So that is what is happening. Now, the other thing that is happening is I have got a class coming up. But before I talk about that, I'm just going to have a sip of my tea. So 2 secs. It's thirsty work, all this talking. I've got my cute little Stampin' Up! Tumbler. Isn't it adorable? And it's sparkly. We love sparkly things, don't we? So this is the Tahitian Tide Stampin' Up! Tumbler. These are available currently too to customers as well. So if you would like a little thermos mug, they call them tumblers, I guess, in America. We call them a thermos mug. But yeah, these are on sale. Well, not on sale, but they're for sale. And they come in 5 different colors, which was the 2022 to 2024 in colors. So the ones that were released last year. This is the Tahitian Tide one. So it's really pretty. I love this one. I also do love the Parakeet Party one, the green one. It's really pretty. And today I'm drinking, now I'm back on my tea. I was never really off my tea, but I wasn't drinking as much tea while I was filming during the warmer months because I get too hot when I'm talking and I'm filming and I'm, you know, I'm trying to think and I'm creating and, you know, you heat up. But I'm back on them again now during my lives. And today I've got T2 New York breakfast. And this is one that I hadn't had before, but it's a sachet. A friend of mine gave me a few sachets of different teas that she had. And yeah, that was my first sip and it's really nice. I added some honey, some beautiful Kunzia honey from Tasmania. It's actually created in Tasmania because that's the only place the Kunzia plant is, in Tasmania. And yeah, beautiful. I think I need to buy a whole box of that tea now. I like that one, it's nice. Yes, Brenton, it is a good one. Have you tried that one? Because I know you love tea too as well. Yeah, it's yeah, the New York breakfast. I've had some of the other ones, some of the other breakfast ones, but hadn't had New York breakfast yet, I don't think. I think that was my first one. Hi, Dimity, how are you? Great to see you. All right, let me just check to see if I've missed any comments. No, we're all good. All right, so last thing before we get crafting is I have got a new class coming up. It is going to be advertised today. It's actually already on my Stampin' Up website, and I've got the registration form ready to go. The projects are ready. I've been creating over the weekend. Oh, you have tried it, Brenton? It's a good one, isn't it? Yeah, yum. So it is the Earthen Elegance card class. It does come with kits. So this one, the registrations are going to close Tuesday week. So Tuesday the 13th of June. So many beautiful projects. We've actually got 5 projects, including a fancy fold card. It's a fancy fold card that I haven't created for, well, it's a style of fold that I haven't created for probably about, 3 or 4 years. So I thought it was time to bring it back. So we've got a fancy fold card in there, and with all of these projects, lots of layers, texture, because the Earthen Elegance suite is just beautiful, and we're going to be playing with it today. I love it. It's my favorite. So, so that's my class. I will put the link in the comments right now if you want to click on that and have a look, although you might want to wait until I finish filming so you don't miss anything. But I will put it is going to be in the description of the video as well. All of the links will be there. But they're so beautiful. Oh my goodness. It's so fun to play with this suite. It's gorgeous. Now, if you are out of Australia, if you're not living here in Australia, never fear, because there is an option for you as well. There is a tutorial option for those living outside of Australia. So yeah, so if you're unable to participate in the full class because you're out of Australia, then yeah, there's an option there for you as well. So be sure to check out my the link. It'll give all the information and explain to you about the class, what's included in the class, the cost of the class, etc., how it all works. And then there's a registration form there. You just fill that registration form in. I'll get notified, and then we will go from there. Yeah. So really beautiful. All right. So I'm very excited about this class. I love these products. They're so beautiful. All right. So let's tip the camera down and get started. Okay. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. Amber is here as well. If you see Amber's name pop up, say hi to Amber. She is my moderator. She's also my daughter. But she's here as well in the comments, watching for anything that I miss, because once I get crafting, I get into it, my head gets into it, I forget to look up and check the comments, and I often miss things. So she will catch anything that I miss, and yeah, will alert me if there's anything that I need to attend to, but otherwise she's probably able to answer most things anyway, but I will try to answer as many questions as I have. So feel free to keep chatting with me, chat amongst yourselves as well while I am filming. It's so much fun when you all just, start chatting with each other. It's like we're crafting along together. Feel free to craft along with me if you would like to, or just sit back and relax and enjoy what I have to share with you today. Alrighty, so I'm going to cover up the camera while I tip it down onto the desktop, just so I don't make you all dizzy while I do the transitions. So here we go. Bear with me. All right. Just adjust this. Oh, and this. Actually, I'm going to adjust this one too. I'm going to adjust 3 of them today. See how we go. Gotta do that one up very tight, bit squeaky. Okay, bear with me. A good time to grab a cup of tea if you don't already have one, or coffee if you're a coffee drinker. All right, nearly there. And there we go. Voila! It's like magic. I'll just adjust my lights. Now when I was filming on Thursday over on YouTube, I was having issues with the sound. So the sound seems to operate differently on YouTube as to what it does on Facebook. So when I was creating over there, actually I'll move my keyboard now because we don't need that. When I was creating over there on YouTube, the sound keeps on cutting in and out for some weird reason. I don't know why it's doing that, but it doesn't seem to do that here on Facebook. So I don't know. Anyway, all right, I'll bring these down a little bit closer so you can see. Now, any of the products that I'm using today, you can purchase in my online store at mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com. If you go there and then click on my shop button. My shop button is at the top of the page, and you can go straight through to my online store. Now, if you're shopping with me, be sure to use my host code. It's this one here, K2UCTBUX. With any purchases over $75, I will send you a thank you gift. And every order with me receives a thank you card as well. So there you go. Yeah, so be sure to use my June host code. Alrighty, so let's have a look. So I'll just show you another little quick sneak peek of my flyer for my class. Don't they look just beautiful? Lots and lots of layers. This class would be suitable for an avid crafter. So if you've got a bit of experience with paper crafting, card making, this will be a great one for you. There's lots of technique in it, quite a few different techniques in there, and lots of layers and things. So yeah, lots of fun. Alrighty. Now, just to preempt, these are the cards I made last week. No, not last week. It wasn't last week. It was a couple of weeks ago. You may have seen these cards when I created these a couple of weeks ago on my live. These are using the Earthen Elegance suite as well. And I love these. Now, these aren't these aren't included in the class. But if you do take up the class, these are additional projects that you can get from my YouTube channel. And so then there's five cards in the class. So then that's another 2. So that's 7 cards, because there's a free tutorial for these in my YouTube channel for these 2. Yeah, and then we're going to make another one today. So that's 8. So feel free to jump on my class and get additional value with those there. Hey, Julie, how you going? Great to see you. Alrighty. Let's have a look at where we can find these beautiful products. So, annual catalogue. Also in my online store, you'll find them. And in the catalogue, sorry, the light reflects a little bit. So let me just hold that up a little bit to get the light off there. Okay, so on pages 70 to 71, you will find the entire Earthen Elegance suite. Now, some of these products are included in my class. You'll get some of the designer series paper. You'll get some of the natural wavy trim. You will get all the cardstock that you need to create the projects. We're also going to be using some of the distressed gold specialty paper, which we may incorporate today. Hopefully we'll incorporate today. And you're also going to get a packet of bling. The packet of bling in the class is the brushed metallic adhesive backed dots. These are not part of this suite, but they coordinate beautifully with this suite. You'll get a packet of those as well. So everything is listed in the description of the class anyway, so feel free to check on that. And then if you don't already have the stamp set and dies, you can add them onto the class if you wish as well. Okay, or if you happen to be a demonstrator, you might want to take up my class portion so that you get all of the kits and all of the papers and everything you need, and then you could purchase these separately yourself if you wanted to. So yeah, there's lots of different options anyway. You love this suite too, Brenton. It's gorgeous, isn't it? I just love it so much. So that's where you'll find it. Now, here is the stamp set. I have taken out all of the stamps because we used all of the stamps in the class. So I've already taken them out and got them ready on my blocks, on my clear blocks, because I've been crafting with them over the weekend. So they're all out of the case, ready to go. The images here on the stamp set case are just shown at 95%, just to shrink them down to fit them on, you know, in that space there. They are a little bit bigger than that in real life. And of course, we've got coordinating dies that go with that as well. And I've put my dies on magnet sheets, which I'm going to take out right now because we're going to be using those today. So we're going to need them. Well, actually, we might need them because I'll show you what we're going to do today. We're going to do something a little bit different today. So these are all the gorgeous dies. So of course there's dies that coordinate with the stamps in the stamp set that cut out each of these. And then you've got these additional dies here as well. Plus you've got this piece here, which is an embossing die. So it's kind of like an embossing folder, but it's an embossing die. It doesn't emboss quite as deeply as a embossing folder. But yeah, it embosses a detail in it, and we've used this as part of the class. And it turns out beautifully. So they're the products. That's what we're going to be using today. We are incorporating an additional die set today. I'm going to be adding in the Stylish Shapes dies. You can see all my extra pieces in here. In fact, you know what? I wonder if we might be able to use one of those, because today... So let's pull, I didn't think about this. I was going to die cut a separate piece, but we've got these here and we might be able to use these. Oh, that one's paper. That one can go in the bin. Let's see, we've got that one. We've got a circle. We've got, actually they're white. So we probably won't use them, but I'll keep that one out as well. We're probably going to use vanilla. Vanilla is mainly the base, so, you know, usually when you're creating a card, you'll either use basic white or you'll use vanilla. I mostly use white, but in the projects for this class, I've used vanilla and I'm loving it so much. So, where is my container? It is, oh, no, wait, I put them. Where did I put them? They're here somewhere. Hang on a sec. Let me find them. All my little pieces are somewhere. Oh, my goodness. Where have they gone? I am looking for all of my little pieces. Okay, Amber, did you happen to move my little container of all of my die cut and stamped pieces? Oh no, there they are. Found them. It's all good. I moved them. It's all right. It was me. It wasn't Amber. Okay, so what we're going to do today is to try and create a project with all of the leftover bits that I didn't use for the class. Well, not all of them, but we're going to use some of them. So you can see I've got lots of chopped up bits in here with the designer series paper and the cardstock. I've got lots of stamped and inked die cut pieces that I didn't use in the class, you know, because we were playing with different things and, you know, I was designing different things and cutting things and trying different colors. And I had all these extra pieces over and I thought, you know what, I'm going to use them today to design a card. And then I've got the leftover designer series paper, and I've got some more of the this is a beautiful distressed gold, metallic specialty designer series paper. It's beautiful. It's only printed on one side, but that is part of the class as well. And I've got all these little strips. Now I've got the cardstock in here as well with all the different colours that are in this paper, and some additional colours that we threw into that worked really well. So here we go. So we've got copper clay, we've got, oh gosh, was that one grey granite or smoky slate? I can't remember now. Misty Moonlight, Pretty Peacock, Moody Mauve, Pecan Pie, Pebbled Path, and Crumb Cake. So Crumb Cake wasn't in the suite, but it coordinates so beautifully with the suite. So I pulled that one out as well. And I'm just going to put my camera up a little bit higher. Just one sec. Let's go up a little bit higher. I felt like that was a little bit too close. How is that looking now? Move that back a tad. Is that looking a little bit better? Gives me a little bit more working space, because otherwise I felt like it was a bit too close for comfort. There we go. So we've got all the cardstock there ready to go. We've got our designer series paper. I'm going to show you all of the paper, and I've got all of these bits that are cut and chopped. And that's what I did with this class, is I popped them all in a bag this time. Usually I put them straight back in the packet, but for this one, I was just putting it all into a bag. So I kept everything together, because it's all these little bits. You know, when you're creating a card, you get all these little bits left over. And often I use them to decorate the insides of the cards or the envelopes or something like that. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to try and make a card today with all of those little leftover pieces. So there's some of the leftovers. We've got cardstock leftovers. We've got all these little pieces. Look at all of these. And then we've got these pieces. Look, there's some more cardstock. There we go. And then these are the ones I wanted to focus on, was these little ones. So we're going to use some leftovers today. So I'm going to give you some ideas with some leftovers. All right. So I'll pop those over here. Now I'm going to show you some, that's a bit of the cardstock. We'll pop the cardstock separately. And these are our shapes, so we might use those. All right. I'm going to show you the designer series paper. So these are the full sheets. Now it does come in 12 by 12 sheets, okay, and this is one of the papers that is on special, so you can get this at the moment for 15% off, and it is such beautiful paper and such gorgeous textures. So this is one side and this is the other side. Love this, real denim sort of look. Then we've got this one sort of looks like tiles to me. We've got this one, and this one looks like ceramic. This one, I love this one. So this is Pretty Peacock, and it's distressed, and it's just, I love anything distressed, as you all probably know. I just realized my jumper is just not coordinating at all today, is it? It's totally clashing. Apologies for the fashion clash today. It was cold. I needed to put a jumper on. This one's gorgeous too. I love this one. And this one, look at this. So stunning. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, if you cut that in half and you cut each of those panels then in thirds, you get 6 card fronts out of there. Whack on some ribbon, a sentiment, some bling, and you're done. Because look how gorgeous that is. You don't need much else. Oh, and then that's the other side. Hey Amanda, how are you? Great to have you with us today. How's your day been? I love this one with that ceramic drip. It looks like the glaze on a pot has dripped down. Or it could be a layered cake too, couldn't it? Could be a layered cake with the icing dripping down. Could be whatever you want it to be. And then this one as well. which I found this one, actually, to be honest, I found this particular piece the most challenging to use. But we did design a card with this and it turned out beautifully because I thought, whoa, it's very busy, it's very heavy, it's, you know, very sort of bold. And I thought, oh, how do we work with this one? But we did. We designed a card with this and it turned out beautifully. So I was very happy with how it turned out. All right, so there we go. Amanda said, just busy with work, the normal stuff. Yeah, oh, busy day. All right, and then we've got all of these bits. So this might give you a little bit of an inkling into the class, although these were the bits that we didn't use. But check this out. I do have 2 of these, which we didn't use, but how gorgeous is that? We've got a tag, which we didn't use, and we've got, I don't know if you can see it, we've got that embossing die on there. Can you see that faintly on there? If you put ink over the top of that with a blending brush, it makes that die image, sorry, not die image, embossed image really pop, or embossed detail, I should say. It's not really an image, but yeah, so that's really gorgeous. And then we've got all of these. We've got a gold pot. So yeah, so we've got, oh, and this one is interesting. So this piece is this die with 2 of them stuck together, just with the stem cut off. How cool is that? It makes like a little frame or something. You can put a sentiment on there, put another something on there. I don't know, you can put whatever you want on there. But yeah, that's really cool as well. So anyway, so that's what we're going to play with. I've got some sentiments already done, so we might even be able to incorporate those. This is kind of what I want to use. All right. Now I do have a, where'd my little baggie go now? Here we go. I do have a layout template to use, which I got from, because I thought, oh, okay, this is going to be overwhelming because I've got all of these bits, but I went on Pinterest this morning and I had a look for, I just need to move some bits. I had a look for some layouts to help. And so I printed this one off and I thought this one would be an awesome layout because look at all the little strips. You can use the little, all the little off-cut strips on there, do some pots with some of this stuff on it and sentiment, bit of background paper. And we needed that circle, or we might use one of the squares. Yeah. So there you go. So that's what we're going to be. This one is from, oh, I chopped off the bottom. I can't remember the, wait, let me have a look and see, just so I can quote the designer of this layout, Page Maps. Yeah, this one is copyright of Page Maps. So just letting you know that that one is copyright of Page Maps. So yeah, so but it is on Pinterest, so if you want to get some ideas, you can go there to Pinterest and get some great ideas. All right, I'm going to pop all my sentiments in here, so I keep them all separate. Does anybody else do this? Do you pull out all of your pieces from leftover from projects you've made or additional pieces you've stamped? Like I was stamping different colors, playing with different colors, and then I thought, well, I'm not going to just chuck them out. I'm going to die cut them and keep them with the stamp set and use them in the future. So does anybody else do that? Let me know in the comments. All right, so there's all our little pieces. So let's pop that over to the side. Now, I have been working mostly with, well, different colors, but crumb cake base I found worked really well with these colors. So let's just see, we need a background piece and then we're going to have our circle on top. So that one would work really well. That one would be awesome. Then probably not that one. Probably not that one. I think that one's going to be too busy. This one, I love this one. This one's my favorite. But this one or this one might be better for what we want. Or there's this one too. Or this one. This one might be a little bit busy for what I want. This one's also quite busy. So, you know what, I I think I'm radiating towards this one for our base, or this one. Similar tones, aren't they? So let's see, if we had a square with some strips. Okay, so this one I think might be, well, let's have a look and see. We've got some, so this is what I like to do when I'm designing, is I like to, I'll do it with white as well, but I'll probably use vanilla. I like to just play around with the colors first before I start cutting my layer, which is going to be the DSP. I like to have a little play around first with some of the colors that I'm planning on using, just to see what goes better. So let's see, we can cut a bit of a strip of that as well. So we're just going to have use all of these strips up. This one or this one. Could have a strip of that in there as well. Just using quite a few strips. So what have they got? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 strips with one of them bannered. So I don't know, maybe this one would be better because we've got less going on with this one. So I think that one might be better. We might go with that one. Oops, oops, there goes another little piece. I just dropped it on the floor. And then we've got some gold as well. So we'll add in some of that gold because we want to see some of that gold. And I'm just wondering, yes, I could do that. So this little piece is one that I tore for the class. We did lots of tearing. We're doing lots of tearing in the class and lots of distressing and stuff like that. So this one is a piece that I tore, and it's a little bit wider than that one. So what I'm thinking is if I'm able to trim off, if I can get it to stay in my trimmer, I might be able to use that under the edge of there and have them use 2 separate pieces but make it look like one piece. So let's bring in the trimmer. I'm going to start there. I think this one was 1 centimeter. Let's see. What was that? No, it's under 1 centimeter actually. What is it? That's trying to see without my glasses on. It's 0.9, I think. So let's see if I can trim this down. I need my little, you know what I need? I need my little guillotine trimmer. Actually, I'm going to have to go, yeah, I don't know if this is going to cut. We'll see. See if we can do it. It's such a tiny little piece. I might go this side actually. Such a tiny little piece that my little guillotine trimmer actually cuts really nice thin little slices. Whereas this trimmer, sometimes when you're trying to just take off like just a millimeter, it doesn't like it, and it's really hard to line it up. Let's give it a go and see how we go. Ooh, hold your breath. Ah, I did it. There we go. Look at that. I just took off that tiny little slither. It's that little 1 millimeter. And now, hopefully, these should be about the same. Oh, yes, look at that. Same width. Yay. So now we can use that as a longer piece. Pretend that that's one long piece. And we can have the join behind our shape. All right, let's, oh, everything's sticking to my sleeves. I'm going to roll my sleeves up. All right, let's cut a layer. So let's see, we might go with, I think we'll just go with a 2 millimeter border. So we'll go 10.1, cut that at 10.1. And we want the length to be, or the length to be 14.45. So what do we want to chop off? The darker or the, how much have we got to chop off? Oh, we haven't got to chop off too much. I'll take it from the lighter side. So 14.45. There we go. All right, so just a tiny strip. Now we've got an extra little strip, and we can even use the blue side. So we'll keep that with all of our stash as well. So now we need a card base. Let's see. We could go with either copper clay, or we could stick with our crumb cake. Sorry, went blank then for a minute. Copper clay or crumb cake. Or we could brighten it up, or we could even go with the blues too. the blues or the greens. Could use either of those. Or what about, nah, let's go with one of these. All right. Now, I need to remember to keep looking up to check comments. Is there any comments I have missed? Let me see. I have to keep moving my computer screen. Oh, hey Glenda, great to have you here. Julie's here. I can't remember if I said hello to you, Julie. I think I did. In case I forgot, hello. And if I missed anybody else, hello to you as well. I think I've got everybody so far. All right, good. Okay, so let's see. Card bases. Do we want... Nope. That was a definite nope. Oh, maybe. Maybe we go with peacock. But of course, copper clay... That looks amazing. Look at that. Copper clay looks amazing because we've got the copper clay color in there. And then the crumb cake, because it's so neutral, it goes really well, but it's quite light there. So yeah, so it depends on if you want a pop of color or if you want to go really neutral. Whoops, oh, my cardstock is falling. So what I'll do is I'll cut a card base with each of these. We'll just do a standard card base. So I'll cut that at 14.85, which is exactly half because these are 29.7 centimeters long. And then we'll just score that in half at 10.5. Oh, sorry, you can't see the measurements because I had my trimmer up too high. So I'll use that. I'm using the edge here and the edge here. I'm pushing the cardstock up into that corner to line that up. So even though I've scored, sometimes you can be a bit off with your scoring, which I'm often off with my scoring. So then we'll bring in the bone folder and we'll just press that down firmly. So now we should have a beautifully lined up card base. Beautiful. And let's do one out of the peacock, the pretty peacock as well. So 14.85, so it's halfway between 14.8 and 14.9. There we go, and we'll score that again at 10.5, same as the other one. So the light grey blade is the scoring blade. You probably picked up on that, and if you have one of these trimmers, you probably already knew that. But if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Trimmer, then yeah, it's a great trimmer. All right, so we've got our two pieces there. We'll move that away for the moment. Okay, so let's make a decision here and see. My desk is going to get really messy today, guys. So just letting you know, giving you the heads up. Usually I like to keep a fairly tidy desk when I am crafting, especially when I'm crafting online, like live. But today is going to get a bit crazy. So let me just want to tuck this in under there so I can try and keep some sort of order. And these little torn pieces, I might pop them away because I don't think we're going to use the torn pieces today. So I'll pop them away, and these little square pieces, we won't use those. We've got some lengths there of other pieces, so we'll keep those out. Oh, that's that one. So, all right. I might put that over that side, actually, out of the way. Okay. Now, let's see. What do we like? We can either go with that, which looks awesome, or for a pop of colour, we can go with that. I love that. That looks awesome, doesn't it? I'm radiating towards the peacock. I love the pretty peacock. It's so beautiful. All right. Now, I think I do have a vellum circle, but I think there's going to be too much going on behind that. So I don't think I want to use that. I do have a crumb cake square. We could either use a circle or a square for this. Yeah, just depending on what you like. White is a bit too stark, so I don't want to use white. I think what we'll do is we might do a vanilla. So let's bring in the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I'll grab some vanilla cardstock. On the weekend, I used up most of my scraps of vanilla, actually, when I was designing this class. Had lots and lots of scraps of vanilla, and I used most of them up, which is awesome. I love being able to use my scraps. So when you're cutting your cardstock and you're trimming it down, don't throw out your scraps. Make sure you keep them because they come in so handy. Now let's see, they come in so handy for when you're designing projects. That is just over 8.5 centimeters. So let's go 8.5. I want to make sure this fits through the die cutting machine. All right, and we'll do, how about we do a circle and a square? I might put them both on the same sheet together. Oh, it's gotten very dark outside all of a sudden. I'm going to just jump up and close my blinds. Just excuse me one sec, everyone. There we go. I should have closed them before I started. Okay. So let's take out our stylish shape dies. Whoop. Oh, got some extra little shapes in there. And I'll pop that square back in and the vellum circle as well, because we're not going to use those, I decided. All right, so let's see now. Do we want that size or the larger size? I reckon the larger size. Because if we have, let's see, do we have any pots? I've got some of the tall pots here. I don't have any of the small rounded. Oh, yes, I do. I have a small rounded pot. Yeah, I think we might, by the time we fill them out, I think we will want the largest shapes. Oh, they're not both going to fit on. Look at that. All right, so let's do that. And can we fit another shape on there? Try to utilize my... Oh, what about if we do a couple of these? So then we can have some of those prepped and ready to go. Some labels. We'll put all of those in together through the die cutting machine with the Very Vanilla. Now my computer is being really silly today. It is the screen, like I can see all of your comments there. Hi Jenny, how you going? Great to have you here. The screen over on my computer, it keeps flashing on and off. I don't know what it's doing. It's being crazy today. I don't know why it's doing that. But yet on my iPad, everything is good. Everything is honky-dory. I don't know. Technology. All right, so to die cut with our mini cutting machine, our mini die cutting machine. Sorry, it's our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine if you're looking for it. We've got our cutting plate number 1, our clear plate number 2, and then we're going to have another clear plate number 2. You can see mine is very well loved. So we're going to pop those down. I'm just going to turn my base plate over because mine, I've been using it so much, it is starting to warp a little. So I'm just going to turn it over upside down and put my clear plate on top of that. And then we're going to feed these through. Now, because we have got straight edge dies, these two here, we want to feed them in at a slight angle. It just helps the rollers to grab a hold of them and feed them through without catching and getting that real speed bump. Oh, and I forgot my washi tape. Hang on a sec. Had my washi tape over with my big die cutting machine. So I'm going to tape these in place so that they don't move while we take them through the machine. Let's put that on there. Here we go. Now, I know I don't have any sentiments on these yet, but I'm die cutting them first, and then I'm going to wing it and stamp sentiments. Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to use these yet, but I thought let's use that piece of cardstock so that it doesn't go to waste. And then we'll have some sentiment labels ready to go. for next time if we don't use them today. All right. So we've got our vanilla circle. There we go. A little bit of muck on there from my plates. My plates are a bit grotty. Need to give them a good clean, I think. What happens with your plates is when you're doing lots of die cutting, the little fibres of cardstock get stuck in the little grooves, in the little cutting grooves, or the little cut grooves of your plates. So when you get a little bit of muck sort of on your plates, it's usually from that. Unless you have die cut something with ink that is still wet, that hasn't dried. I've done that many times too. And then you can get ink on your plates. Then they need to be wiped over and cleaned off. Oh, I like the size of that little sentiment label. That's actually quite cool. I might use that one. Yeah, so just, yeah, if you start getting dirty marks on your die cuts, then just give your plates a clean. You can wash them in the sink, or you can wipe them over with a wet cloth, damp cloth, or baby wipes, whatever you have there. Now I think I'm radiating towards the circle rather than the square, even though I was saying you could do it with a circle or with a square. I think I do like the circle, so I think we'll go with the circle because there's a lot of rounded edges in this card, and I think the circle just works really well with that. All right, so we'll go with the vanilla for now. I've got some colouring tools here as well, which I also used in the class. I have got a blending brush, and I've got so much going on here in my tub, and I have got some daubers, and these are the inks. These are the ink colors that I used in the class, so these are the ones that I've left out to play with today. So we've got Pebbled Path, Crumb Cake. You'll notice I've added my own little label there to the Crumb Cake because the label that was on there had discolored and it had gone kind of greeny colored, and I kept on always looking for my Crumb Cake ink pad going, where's my Crumb Cake, where's my Crumb Cake? Oh, that greeny coloured one, that's actually not green, that's Crumb Cake. So I just put a little bit of cardstock on there. I am replacing that one really soon too though, because I've had that one for a really long time, and it is starting to go a little bit manky, so I'm going to be replacing that one soon. Blackberry Bliss, Pretty Peacock, Moody Mauve, and Copper Clay. All such beautiful colours. And then I've got daubers for each one of those, and my blending brush. So they are ready to go. Okay. Now let's have a look and see. Oh, hey Kathleen, how are you? Sorry you're late, but you're preparing dinner. Oh, no worries at all. All good. It's lovely to have you here with us. We are playing with some offcuts today. I've just been designing a class this weekend. I'll leave that over there. And I've got all of these offcuts. So we're playing with some of these. We may need to... yeah, I might not use that one today. We are going to, we might need to recut some of these pots. All right, so let's organize all of this. So we've got our strips. Let's put all of our strips over here so that we just separate everything and just organize a little bit. Now, interestingly, this piece here is not a strip, but it could work as a strip. I stamped that with I'll show you which one of the pots. So this one here. So I stamped that piece in, what did I use? Pretty Peacock on Lost Lagoon. And it came out beautiful. It looks like a piece of designer series paper. So I'll put that over to the side. We might use that as a strip. Okay. All right, we've got pots. So did you know these pots, these big tall pots, I've got a few of them here. Look, I've got them in all different colours. You can cut them down to make shorter pots. Look at that. We've got that one, that one. We've got that one, that one. I'm almost going off the screen here. Let's just move the other way. I've got a gold pot there as well. I've got another green one. Oh no, so sorry, Pretty Peacock. And we've got another one of these ones. Move them over. So yeah, so you can cut them down and make all different sized pots. So you don't have to just, yeah, you got to sort of think outside the box. When you're looking at your stamps, have a think about what else you can do with them, or how else you can use them in a different way. I've got a whole heap of these ones stamped in different colors. I've got some die cut ferns or palms. I don't know if they're ferns or palms, palm leaves, but they're beautiful. I love this one. It's got these in all different colors. Okay, so we'll put those up here. We've got a whole heap of these stamped in the different colors. Oh, there's another one of that one. With those ones, and we've got a few of these. I've stamped a few of these in copper clay because I had the copper clay ink out last night and I was stamping them for one of the projects, and I thought I'm just going to stamp a whole heap of them. And so I've got a whole heap of copper clay ones of those, but we can stamp some more. We've got some twigs here in a couple of different colors, and these little dies form tops for the pots and handles for the pots. So look, you can add them to the top of your pot like that, or you can put them all the way down and just have little pot handles on your pots. So I've got a couple of those. Oh, there's another strippy bit. So there we go. Oh, there's another one of those, and I've got one of those as well. So they're all the bits that I've got to play with, and I have actually got some sentiments still. I've still got some sentiments that I didn't use on projects too. Look at these. All these in different colors. Aren't they gorgeous? Beautiful sentiments. You always know just what to say and do. You are proof there is good in the world. With gratitude. And what was the other one? I think it was thanks. Was it thanks? Let's have a look what we've got. We've got, oh, thank you. You are proof there is good in the world. With gratitude. You always know just what to say and do, and your thoughtfulness is much appreciated. So there we go. We only have one left of these pots which I didn't end up using, and I think I didn't stamp that one really well either, but it's okay. We could still use it. All right, so now it's playtime. So let's work out what we are going to put on here. So we need our sentiment. So we've got that sentiment strip, or we can use one that we've already created. Put them out here too, probably the little ones, the narrower ones. You always know what to say and do. Oh, that one, look at that. That's got the pretty peacock, which goes well with the pretty peacock base. We can use, let's see, that one looks really good with the handle behind it, doesn't it? Could add the handles to that one, and that one could go in there somewhere. We could do, we've got gold one, and this one's a bit pale. This one I think I stamped off. I kind of feel like that one's a bit pale. I think we need a pop of colour on there. What do you think? So if we go with that one, then, or we could do a shorter one of those. So it's just a matter of like really just playing around and seeing what you can come up with, what you can create. Now, of course, we've got to watch that what we're putting in here doesn't go off the top of the card. We don't want it to go off the top there. So you just can really play around with your colours, with what you've got left over. Not vibing that one so much. I really liked this little one. Oh, but we've got this one too, which is the other stamped pot. Okay, that one needs some colour. That one, let's go with our Blackberry Bliss and add a bit more colour to that one. Let's find the Blackberry Bliss Dauber. Okay, I'm going to go around the edges of that one, and you'll see the difference. Can you see the difference already? How I've just inked two sides of that, and see how it's making it pop. Might be a bit hard to see on my hand, but it's making it pop already. Okay, and then I don't have my, oh, I can get it, my blending brush. I do have a little blending brush here. I can use this one. And where's my scrap paper? I have my scrap paper here. Just add a little bit of colour. Just dab off. Oh, I already had a fair bit on this. Just dab that off a little bit and just add a little bit more colour to that pot. Just to deepen that colour a little bit. There we go. So look at the difference now, just by adding that colour to the pot. Isn't that awesome? We'll leave that one out in case we use that again. All right. So let's bring our card over. Might need to move some of these over a little bit. Whee! So we've got some space to play over here. Now, I'm thinking maybe that pot might end up being a little bit too tall. What do you reckon? Maybe chop a little bit off this pot. I'll just chop a little bit off. Let's make it a little bit shorter. So I'll grab my snips. Just take a little bit off at a time. Not too much. There we go. So that the top of the pot is still on the cardstock. So then we can add these pieces in like so. Kind of want them overlapping a little bit more. Actually, I want to put that one on that side. Overlap those two, stick them in there. Oops. They're a little bit slippery when you're first sort of working with them. We can pop a purple pot in there as well. And what can we have coming out of the purple pot? We can have some of these potentially. Now all of these ones, they've got really long stems. But what you can do is if you find that the stems are getting in the way, you don't need the length of the stems, you can just trim them off. So you'll see some of my pieces here, I've already sort of trimmed them down because I didn't need them that length. So we can go with maybe some of these in that a little pot, trimmed down of course. They may or may not work because they're very fine and we've got vanilla on vanilla here. But which is kind of good because we don't really want to see the vanilla of this cardstock. We want to see the detail in the die. Oh, sorry, in the stamped image, I should say. Not in the die, in the stamped image. So that might be good. Let's see. Okay, we're going to need to put them up a bit higher. Whoop. Let's go up there. Put them in there. We don't have any gold to incorporate yet, but that's okay. We can incorporate the gold with the strips. So that'll be good. And I do have some of these. Oops. That one might need to go up a little bit higher. So yeah, so you just play around. This is how I create. When I'm creating, I just get all the things out. I just play around, see what's looking good, what's vibing. And yeah, and it's just lots of fun to just play. And that's when you end up with all these extra little bits that you can then use in other projects, because you end up with lots and lots of bits that you don't use. So yeah, in fact, you know what I'm thinking? These are usually very tall. So if I had that there and then this one tall behind that, can I do that? Let's sit up behind there. Kind of like that. And then layer that with those. And that could be my like three 3 little pieces in that pot. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. What do you think? Whoops, dropped the big one. How did I have that now? I don't even know how I had that now. Like that, something like that. Had it up a bit taller, I think, didn't I? How did I have that layered? Something like that. That's it. When I'm creating, I get to a point and I think, oh yeah, I like that. It looks good. And then I take a quick photo. Do you do that as well? Take a quick photo of where I'm up to so that I can see what I like. And then, so then when I pull it apart to start putting it, you know, you've got to pull it apart to put it back together. Then I remember what it looked like. So yeah, so that would work with that. So we've got lots of color going on there, and then we can put our strips of designer series paper down behind there, and then we can put our sentiment on. We've got that sentiment, which is already done for us, which would be great. I know I'm not actually showing you any stamping and very little die cutting today, but I wanted to really focus on how you can use all your extra little bits, because I know we all get these extra little bits from our projects, and you know, it's great to use them up. This little piece I've got here, what will that might be, nah, that's not really going well with the colors. It does look good on there though, but not in that color. All right, well, I think we're on track with something here. So we might start to do a little bit of ink distressing. What do you reckon? We could put some of these sticks at the bottom as well, these little twigs at the bottom. Can have like some bunches of twigs at the bottom. Could even incorporate the grey perhaps. Let's see, how do they look together? Oh yeah, well, they could be resting up against the pot. These can also be coming out of the pots. I'm thinking too, I wonder if we add a short little pot in the front there and have a cluster of 3, because I do like my 3s. Oh, we could do a little gold pot in the front. What if we did a little gold pot? That would be cute. All right, I'll cut this. It's always scares me when I do this because I think, oh, I hope I get it straight. You can put it on your trimmer if you're not sure if you're going to get it straight. Get a little gold pot there. Could we have a little bit of something coming out of that perhaps? If I cut that down. If I cut that down, we can have a little bit of that coming out of there. Or the grey. So we don't have grey anywhere else, so that's kind of adding in an additional colour, isn't it? Let's use this one. I'll ink this up. All right. So are you kind of getting the gist of how we do this? Oh, does anyone know what type of foliage that is? Which one, Amber? This one? This one or this one? The feathery looking one. The feathery looking one, Amber always calls these the feathers because they kind of look feathery. But I'm like, no, they're not feathers. Oh, all of them in the set. Yeah. If you know what these foliage names are, please let us know. I would love to know. It would be so helpful, actually, to know what these 3 foliage are called. So let's say this is 1, working from left to right, as we read left to right, 1, 2, and 3. If you know what they are called, please let us know. It would be so helpful. That would be great. All right, I'm going to put all these extra little bits over to the side that we're not going to use. I'll pop them up here out of the way. Oh, and the dies too, yes, because we've got these little ferny things. And the other one was the, we're not using that one. Oh, we might be using, no, we're not using that one. What was the other one? The dies, hang on a sec, let me grab the dies out again. Yeah, so there was these ones, these ferny ones, and this one. What is that? That's a, I think it's a palm of some type, but I'm not sure. It reminds me of the old Egyptian, like ancient Egyptian times. You know how they had those big palms, they would fan people. That's what that one reminds me of. Yeah. Oh, Rose said the feathery ones are Pampers. These ones. Is that what they're called? Pampers. Ah, thank you, Rose. Fantastic. Oh, I'm glad that we asked. Great thinking, Amber, to ask our friends to help us. All right. And yeah, I don't know about that gold pot. Do we want a gold pot or do we want a terracotta, like a natural coloured pot? What if I cut this one down and we'll see? Well, maybe that one's too... Take a little bit off this one and I'll see what that looks like. Because that one could work too. I'll take a little bit more off. Whee! I love that you can cut these pots down and make them different colours. See, that one works too. Maybe this one's a little bit too short. Whoops. Anyway, we'll play with that extra pot. We'll leave both of those out and we can make a decision about that after. We will start doing some distressing. Okay, here we go. And remind me to add in the strips. Actually, before we do distressing, maybe we should start adding in the strips so that we can make a decision about those. Those there and these layered could go across the bottom. There, I'll ink that one up so it's a little bit deeper. Something like that. And then we've got all the strips. Now, of course, I've got more DSP, so we can incorporate more DSP if we need to. But I just wanted to see if we could use what we already had. So that one, oh, I love this one. That one is gorgeous. It's a little bit wider, however. And I don't know if we're going to see much of it behind here. Oh, yeah, we would actually. I think it needs to be trimmed down a tad, though. It's a bit, maybe a bit wide. Oh, I don't know. Actually, that might work. That might actually work, that piece. I might put a little pencil mark here to trim that down. Where's my pencil gone? Where's my pencil? There it is. So if we had that one, I would trim that probably about there. Okay. And then we do have a bit of purple. We've got some grey. Well, this blackberry bliss would go in, coordinate with the pot, wouldn't it? So we had a little strip of that in there somewhere too. Oh, do you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking, you know what we need to do? We need to create this little scene on our tag first, or on our circle first, and then stick that all down and then add these in behind because everything is going to keep moving. Let's do that. Let's do that. All right. So we need to do a little bit of, and so I like these two. Leave those there. We need to do a little bit of ink distressing. So where's my grid paper? Here we go. Grid paper. All right. Now, of course, everything is neutral tones, very distressed looking. So we can't have a stark white crumb cake, not crumb cake, vanilla layer. So I'm going to use my crumb cake and we are going to do a little bit of distressing. So I'm taking my blending brush. We are going to blend some ink onto our vanilla and we're going to just distress that a little bit and grunge it up. Okay, we don't want anything too stark in coloration on our project because that's kind of, you know, not in keeping with this style of this particular suite. I mean, of course, well, that's me anyway. That's me. That's what I like. If you like clean, I'm going to use the dauber now around the edges. If you like clean images, clean lines, then you certainly don't have to do all these extra distressing steps. This is just me. This is what I love. And I love the techniques. But if you're not there and you don't like that, then that's okay. Just keep it really nice and clean and simple. There we go. Oops, look, I even slipped there and I'm not even going to worry. All right, I'll add a little bit more to the top of this pot because we chopped the top of that. and I had already inked around the other edges. So we'll ink that. Let's add a little bit of ink to this one. Oh, look, I bent that, but that's okay because we're going to trim that. Actually, you know what? Without not the dauber, I'm going to go back to the blending brush. Add a little bit of blending, a little bit of blended crumb cake over the top of that one so that it's not too light. There we go. And let's do this one too. This one is actually stamped in the Blackberry Bliss. It probably looks on camera like it's black. It's actually very dark, but it's actually very, yeah, Blackberry Bliss. There we go. We'll do this one. This one I think I had already done with a dauber actually, but we'll go over it with the brush, give it a little bit more color. Let's do this one as well. I'm just doing these all in crumb cake. Who else likes distressing techniques? Anybody else? Are you distressed lovers? Distressing lovers, I should say. Alrighty. And this one here, I'm going to actually do, because it's finer, I'm going to use my dauber for this one. See, I told you we're going to get messy. Look at the messy desk already. So this is crumb cake. So I've die cut those little twiggy bits with the, in crumb cake. Oops, don't want to break it though. I'm going to handle that with care. And I do have a grey piece here as well. I'm also going to put crumb cake on the grey. This is actually Pebbled Path. It's the Pebbled Path grey. We've got a few greys in the collection, which is awesome. There we go. And now this one is copper clay. So I will go over that one with copper clay, not with crumb cake, because I want that one to be, I want that to maintain its copper clay colour. So I've got my copper clay dauber here. I've got all my little daubers labelled. I use my little Dymo labeler to make little labels for them, and then I do wrap a piece of sticky tape around them because they don't like to really stick to the shiny plastic, because these are very, very shiny plastic. So then I just wrap them with sticky tape, and that holds them on. All right, there we go. Oh, you know what I haven't done? I think I haven't. I'll just bring in my pretty peacock because I haven't done. Oh, Brenton loves distressing. Glenda loves distressing. Fantastic. Oh, thanks, Sam, for sharing. Thank you. Didn't see you jump on, but thank you for jumping on. Fan palm. Oh, that's the big one, the big die, fan palm. Well, that makes sense because it looks like a fan. And isn't that the type that they used to use in ancient Egypt to fan the pharaoh and all of that? That's what it looks like. I hope you're writing these names down, Amber, too. Please write them down. I'm sure you probably are. Oh, Brenton was about to say the same as well about the Pampers plant. Yep. Fan palm. Oh, you like just 2 pots, Glenda, not the third one. Okay. Oh, Rose said it's a weed here. Is that the Pampas plant, Rose? But we saw it growing a lot in New Zealand. Ah, there we go. Awesome. Yes, what I was going to say, as I was thanking Sam for sharing, if anybody would love to share my video, if you have crafty friends who you think, I'm using Pretty Peacock now, if you have crafty friends who you think might enjoy this video and like this project, feel free to share my video. And of course, I always appreciate likes and loves and comments. So that really, yeah, that really helps me as well. And of course, I love chatting with you all. So, yeah. So thank you so much. I really appreciate everybody's support. But yes, definitely feel free to share if you would like to share this video. All right, so they are all the pieces done. Oh, we've got to do our DSP as well. Now, we can do a couple of things. We can leave it as it is. We can ink around the edges, edges, or we can do some distressing. So we're doing distressing. So let's do some further distressing. Why not? We can do some scissor distressing. We could do some tearing, but I don't want to tear this piece because I've got it exactly the size that I wanted it. So I don't want to take too much more off by tearing it. If I tore it, it would make it a bit smaller, and I want to keep it sort of that size. So we can do scissor distressing or ink distressing. If okay, let's do a vote. Should I do scissor distressing to really roughen up the edges, or should I just do ink distressing? Because if I do scissor distressing, I will also add ink distressing. But should I do scissor distressing or ink distressing? Which would you like to see on this project? Let me know in the comments, and the majority will rule. So let's see who would like. She said noted. That's 2 out of 5 that we have the proper names for. Oh, okay. Well, at least that's better than where we were at, because we didn't have any. So yeah, so it's better than where we were. Okay, Glenda wants just ink distressing around the edges. So let me know, do you want ink distressing or scissor distressing? Where's my crumb cake? So we would be distressing probably with crumb cake again. So ink or scissor distressing, what would you like to see? Let me know in the comments. Take your pick. Ink or scissors? So far only Glenda has voted. So far Glenda's winning. Any more votes? Nobody minds? Nobody cares what I do? Ink would match the inked circle. That's very true, it would. None. So the other distressing looks different. Oh, that's a good idea too, Rose. Oh, Brenton likes the good old scissor distressing. Me too. I love that, Brenton. I think you and I have got similar tastes in a lot of our creativity, actually. Yeah. All right. So we've got some different votes here. We've got votes for everything. Well, actually, we've got 2 votes for ink distressing because Amber also said ink distressing. And then Rose said none, just leave it. And then Brenton said scissors. So, and I know that there's more than just 4 people on here. But that's okay. If you want to remain quietly in the background, that's okay too. All right. Well, we have 2 for ink distressing. So let's go with that. And we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how we go. All right. Now, the reason that I want to do some sort of distressing is because I do want to tie it all together. And the ink distressing will just add a little bit. I mean, this paper is already beautiful just on its own, and it is kind of a, you know, distressed look anyway. So I certainly think, Rose, if we didn't do any ink distressing, it wouldn't make a whole heap of difference. Like, yeah, let's just see. Let's do 2 sides. We'll see if there's much of a difference. I mean, you know, if I do 2 sides, I have to do 4, but you know what I mean. Like, let's just compare the pair. Now, when we get down to this color down here, you're not going to see it as much because it's quite darker. I'm using a lighter ink on a darker color, so you're not going to notice it as much. So that's what it looks like with the ink distressing. Let's put it down on the card base. And that's what it looks like without. So yeah, you could definitely get away without inking it at all. So yeah, I think Rose was also correct. So I think it wouldn't have made too much difference either way. But I can do this really quickly, and it's actually heating me up. So I'm getting really warm now. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm going to whip my jumper off before I melt. Oh, my top is actually the same color as my jumper, so I will still be clashing. So my apologies. See, look, my top is probably a little bit lighter than my jumper, but still clashing with the project because it's, yeah. I'm not matchy-matchy, but that's okay. I don't need to be matchy-matchy, do I? Alrighty. So I think we're going to start. Oh, wait, you know what? We don't have any trim down yet either, do we? Let's not forget our trim. In fact, I probably won't wrap that. I'll probably just stick that on the top. So let's stick down our DSP. So that's one less layer to wiggle around on us. Come on, glue. You're a full new bottle, almost. Well, I guess it's not really full now because I was using it yesterday and Saturday. Oh, yes, the other thing is too, the other thing we did on Saturday, and I forgot to tell you too much about my weekend. I just got onto all of the newsy things. But on Saturday, we had our monthly team gathering, which was lots of fun. And we created, so we had our meeting portion where I do all of the team recognitions and the news, and I update everyone with, you know, what's happening in the Stampin' Up world. And then we go on to draw the winner of our monthly creative challenge, and I announce the new creative challenge for this month, which is going to be birthdays actually. So this card is not going to fit my brief for our creative challenge, so I won't be able to enter this one, but that's okay. And then we had a creative time together and we just brought our own projects, but I was playing with some natural tone Stampin' blends and some rhinestones to see if I could mimic the champagne rhinestones that we used to have that we don't have anymore, because I loved them, and they're not available anymore. But I did. I managed to basically replicate almost the same color, not quite, but almost the same color. And it was the copper clay. The copper clay Stampin' blends gives you almost the same color as the old champagne rhinestones. So there you go. I played around with a few different colors, but that was the one that, yeah, came up the best. So there you go. So if you want to know how to recreate champagne rhinestones, that's what you need. Okay, so I'm going to very carefully adhere these two together. So I'm going to put a bit of glue on this one. I shouldn't do it over my project, should I? We only want a little bit. Come on. We do need some. There we go. So put a bit on there. I'm going to have this one sitting up a little bit higher. So we'll have them layered kind of like that. Just stick those two together to begin with. And then I'm going to attach them to the back of my pot. Now, depending on how you want to do your dimension, you can have them flat and then have your pot mounted so that they look like they are sitting inside the pot. But I'm going to be doing lots of different dimensions here, so I think I'm just going to glue them to the top of the pot. Get some glue in there too. I'll glue those to the top. Oh, I might have put the glue a bit too low. Did I put the glue a bit low? I think I did. All right, I'll have to put them down a bit lower in the pot than I had wanted to, because I put the glue down too low, but that's okay. It'll be all right. All right, so I'll just let that, I'll put that to the side, let that dry for a minute. I'll put it on my scrap paper so it doesn't make my desk sticky. I'm getting sticky fingers. Oh, Rose says it's looking really nice. Thank you, Rose. And Dimity said, oh, Bismarck pine, pampas grass, and grasses can't remember other plants. Oh, you can't remember the other plants. Oh, Bismarck palm. Well, there you go, Amber. There's another one, the third one. Thank you, Dimity. That's very helpful. All right. So let's put these ones together now. I had these ones. Oh, how did I have these ones? No, that one was in front. That one was kind of behind these ones. And then that one. Yeah. Okay. So I'll layer these ones together. Let's put some, we might need to trim the stems down eventually, but we'll start here. There we go. We need We need Deborah on here today because Deborah is the one who knows all the plants. So Deborah in my team used to be a florist, or is a florist actually. She is a florist. And yeah, she always knows all of the plants. So she's our go-to plant girl. So whenever we need to know any plants, we ask Deborah. Whenever we need to know any birds, we usually ask Dimity because Dimity is our bird lady. She loves birds and she knows lots about birds. So whenever we need to know about birds, we ask Dimity. So we've got so many different people on our team with different skills, of course, and different knowledge. And it's really, really helpful when we need to know about different things because we've got different people that we can ask about things. So, yeah. Oh, Amber is Googling. So she's been researching and looks like the other dye might be, oops, I just lost your comment, might be a parlor palm. Wow, okay. And she says, wow, there's so many types of palms. Oh, my goodness. Yes, it's a palm. Horticulturalist. You're a horticulturalist, Timothy? Is that what you mean? Do you have a horticultural background as well as all the things you do with the birds? I don't think I knew that. That is new information. Is that what you meant, that you are a horticulturist? Do you have a horticultural, what do you call it, like qualification? Because that's really cool. I didn't know that. All right, so then if we do that, yes, you do. You've got a horticultural certification. Oh, there you go. I didn't know that. There you go. See, look at all these beautifully skilled people we have in our team. So lucky. So blessed to have all these wonderful people in our team. Have all this knowledge. All right, so this is looking pretty cool. We still don't have the gold in there. We've got to get the gold in there somehow. So I'm going to mount. I think I'm ready to mount them. The only problem is I'm worried. I think I'm going to mount this one. I'm worried about mounting this one because these ferns here are very delicate. So I think they're going to need to be more flat. I think they're going to need to be stuck flat because otherwise they're going, if I mount all of that up, they're going to be really wobbly and not sit too well because that one's up quite high. Although I could kind of stick them to that. I could stick the top of them to that one, couldn't I? And then mount that up. But then they're going to hang. I think I'll stick this pot. I think I'll stick this pot down flat and I'll mount the other one up. We'll start with that anyway. We'll start with that. Let's do that. Dimity said, I can landscape. Oh, when your body works. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, when you get your knee fixed, Dimity, it might be something you can go back to. There you go. Dimity's getting her knee fixed very, very soon. So that will be so good. You won't know yourself, Dimity, with your new knee. Let's just see where we're going to put these. Oh, yeah, about there. Let's just go about there, hey? There we go. Good. That's one. Now this one, I am going to mount this pot up. So let's just see. Do I mount everything up? Or do I just mount up? Do I just mount up the pot itself? I think I need to mount the whole thing, don't I? What do you reckon? Mount the whole thing up? Oh, it won't be sitting that high. That's just because of the way I'm holding it. But yeah, let's do that. All right. Oh, hi, Zana. Good morning. Well, it's evening for us, but good morning for you. Lovely to see you. Lovely to have you with us. How are things over there in the UK? How's the weather over where you are? We're just heading into winter, so it's starting to get a little bit chilly over here. We've had a bit of rain today. There we go. So then we're going to mount that one up on dimensionals. So let's get our little dimensionals. Now, another thing is we're talking about using up all of our scraps and our bits and pieces from our other projects. Another thing to use up is all the dimensionals and the adhesives left over from our kits. I have got so many of these dimensional sheets left over from my kits, and I was saving them up, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to start using them. Now, these particular ones that I've got here, they are a little bit higher than our standard dimensionals, you know, that we purchase out of the catalog or the online store. These ones are from kits. Don't ask me which kits they came from, because I had a whole heap of them just saved up in a bag. But yeah, the dimension of them is a little bit higher. So these are great if you do want more pop, more dimension on your project. These ones are actually fantastic. So let's put a few of these down here, and we're going to need some on those other bits too, but I'm going to wait until I decide where I'm putting that actual circle and what I'm putting behind that, but I could put one just here now. So Zana said it's 8:50 in the morning there, and it's starting to warm up a little. Ah, awesome, because you'd be heading into your summer, wouldn't you? Because we're heading into winter, so you should be heading into your summer. So we've got, I was saying earlier, Zana, we are about 6 hours, I was corrected by my daughter, 6 hours north of the ski fields, but we've got mountains near us, and we're only about an hour from the mountains, but most of the snow falls down south, but we get a little bit of snow, a little bit of a dusting of snow up in the mountains as well. So, hey, this is looking really good. I'm happy with how this is looking. I'm still deciding on the third pot. I think a third pot is often good because, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to use these. Well, actually, I could put these in the pot. Maybe I could put these in the pot instead of having them at the base. I was maybe going to have them at the base, but I'm not sure if that's going to work now. We could have them in the pot, coming out of the pot. Might trim them down a little bit. Have them sitting in the pot. Oh, I like that. I do like that. You can have that extra little pot there. Oh, that looks pretty cute. What if we did that? It's just subtle. Subtle. Yes, but anyway, it's starting to get colder, and it was raining here this morning, just drizzling, like just annoying drizzle, but I believe that it is going to drizzle a bit more this week. So not fun trying to take the puppy outside in the rain. Dimity said, yes, it will be. Oops, I just lost your comment. Hang on a sec. Yes, it will be great. The right leg is great. Oh, good. So you've noticed a big difference getting your right knee done. So now getting the left one done. You won't know yourself. You'll be a new woman. There we go. So we're just going to layer those up. So I've got a grey granite twig, a set of twigs, and the crumb cake that we distressed with the ink, and I'm just going to pop them like that, and I think I might just trim the bottom. So I've just put glue on that, so I will use my glue scissors and I'll just snip the bottom off those. So remember that I am having a class with this suite. If you would like to join in the class, the registration form is in the comments. It'll also be up in the description of the video, and it'll be registrations close on Tuesday the 13th of June. And this is not one of the cards from the class. As you can see, we're using all of our bits and pieces and scraps from designing the projects for the class. But this will give you some more ideas with using these products. So that's always fun. All right, so I might put that. Oh, that looks really cute. What height do I want that one to be? I think I want it sitting up a little bit more than that one. All right, now because these are dimensionals that have come from the kit, they are a little bit thicker, and I only want like a half a dimensional. So I'm going to cut some of these in half. So I've kind of got like minis, but thicker minis. Ooh. So I want to have this up a little bit higher on this side. So we'll mount that up on that side. So it's going to sit up there. And then on the other side, we're going to need 2 layers because it's going to be sitting down on the next level. So we'll do 1 layer, and then we'll have to cut another one in half. Oh boy, I need my glasses on. I do have them right here beside me. Perhaps I should put them on. I might see a bit better, hey? And so we're going to put an extra layer on, whoops, keep that little bit on this side. I need my take your pick tool, don't I? Getting in a sticky situation here with my fingers. Okay, so we're putting an extra layer on this side. So we've got a single layer of dimensionals on the left and a double layer on the right, because I'll show you how that's going to sit and why I did that. You might think, what are you doing? That is going to be crooked. But no, it's not. It's going to sit straight because we're overlapping this pot, which is already up on dimensionals, and this pot, which is laying flat. Okay, so we need to, and I'm even going to put that down just a little bit lower. So there you go. So if I hold the circle up, you might see, can you see how that is sitting under there? That is why I did it that way. So there you go. Oh, that looks really great. Oh, I'm very happy with that. Beautiful. All right, so now we've got to work out our strips that we're going to put behind that, and then we'll work out the sentiment. So I do like this one, and I already put a mark where I was going to cut that. Well, now where did I put that pencil mark? Oh boy, I moved it. Oh, there it is there. Okay, let me trim that now before I lose my spot again. Just there. So only the tiniest little pencil mark. There we go. All right, and pop that under there, under the edge. I do like that. Oh, that helps that one to pop too. Helps that fern there to pop. That's good. All right. Oh, except I need to have that straight, don't I? All right, we'll keep that handy because we're going to cut some of these other little bits and pieces. So that's really nice. We need to put some gold in there. We said we're going to put some gold in there, and I'm thinking the gold will go really well on this piece actually. So if we have a strip of gold there. Now remember, we cut down that extra piece that was a torn piece so that we could lay these together and pretend that they are one strip, and it's actually going to be really long now, so we can trim them up. But they don't have to be, so we could have that going longer like that, making that look like one piece. When I line them up properly, they will, like that. Cool. And then I thought maybe a bit of pop of colour to bring in the Pretty Peacock and Moody Mauve. Well, it's more sort of Moody Mauve, isn't it, really? Okay, hang on, let's pick that up for a sec. Let's line these two up. Whoop. So I'm using this, what do you call it? Sorry, I'm thinking, so I've gone blank. The layout that I saw, the card layout that I saw on Pinterest, but I'm changing it up actually. I'm just using the original idea, but I am changing it up a bit. All right, what other color? We've got all these other strips here. We don't have any blue. We haven't brought in any blue, but I don't know. I don't know that we'll bring in any blue now because we don't have any blue in any of the designs here. So maybe we only need those 3, perhaps. Let's see. We can have them at all different lengths. Yeah. What do you think? And then we'll have our sentiment. So we've just got 3 on the layout that was my inspiration. There was 4 layers, but I'm not sure that we need any more than those 3 because we haven't used blue anywhere else. So I don't really want to bring in another color now because that will just look weird. The only other one we do have is this one, which is the Pretty Peacock. We didn't use that. And I've got this piece that I actually stamped myself from the pot stamp. I just saw another comment pop up. Oh, Glenda's got to take her little girl out to the toilet under the umbrella when it's raining. Yes, I do that sometimes too, because she doesn't like the rain. So yes, she's a little bit fussy, although she's not as bad as what she used to be when she was little. When she was little, she would not go out in the rain. She was so scared. But she's not as bad now. She doesn't like it if it's pouring, of course, but if it's drizzling a little bit, she'll go out. Oh, Amber said back here, I'm just scrolling back, it will be cool if Stampin' Up! Listed the species of dies / stamps in the product description of the website. That is a great idea, Amber. Remind me of that, and I will put that in the Stampin' Up! Suggestion box, because that is a great idea. I wish they did too. Yep. All right. What else? What am I missing? Oh, the weekends should be nice for you, Zana. Great. And Brenton says he's about 1.5 hours from the snowfields. Oh, are you? Oh, so nice. Do you ski, Brenton? Are you a skier? Oh, Zana said she likes the 3 strips, just having the 3. I do too, you know. I don't know that I'm going to introduce this color. You know what? We can introduce the color by using this sentiment. We can, yeah, bring in, because we do have the, I like your thinking too, Zana. Actually, the 3 strips is great because, you know, working in 3s and odd numbers is great. We do have the Pretty Peacock here in the base, so that is tying that in, and we could use this sentiment, which I had also stamped for the class and not used, and we can pop that. We can use that one as well. So in the layout that I'm following, it did have it off to the side like that, which I quite like. Yeah, so how about we do that? I like that. I am actually very happy with that. So there you go. We didn't stamp or die cut anything. Oh, we did. We did die cut the circle today, but we used all of our little offcuts. So how cool is that? I hope that I've given you some great ideas today with all of this. All right, so let's do this. Let's put down these layers. I'm going to keep, I was maybe going to trim this one down, but I think I'm going to leave it as it is. Whee! Add our glue. And, oh, wait, let's see. This kind of looks directional. I think it goes up that way. Let's pop that down. Where did I have it? About there-ish. Doesn't really matter, does it? Stick it wherever. Yep, that'll do. And then we had that piece and had a little gap for that piece. So this one was sticking down there. This one was down a little bit lower. Oh, you know what? I had this one under the edge of that one, didn't I? Oh, quick. Quick, quick. Pull that up. That one was under there. It's a bit longer. I'll leave it the length that it is. I'll quickly put some glue on that one and sneak it under the edge of that other piece before it sticks. Forgetting where I'm up to. All right, let's turn it this way and we'll scoot this one under the edge there. There we go. Oh. Oh, that was a lucky save. Look at that. That hadn't stuck yet, so that was good. That was a lucky save. Oh, Zana says it covers the small pot there where I had it. Does a little bit, yeah. Maybe we could use a smaller sentiment, perhaps. Maybe try a knot of string. Oh, thank you, Jenny. I forgot about using the trim. We need to add the trim too. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, I'll come back to the trim. We'll have to include that somewhere. All right, where are we going to put this piece? This piece is just going in from the edge of that one, isn't it? It's going in from the edge or on the edge? No, I think in from the edge, didn't we? Had it in from the edge. Need to stick these two pieces together, and then that one was down a bit lower, wasn't it? Maybe there like that. Could have it a bit longer. They don't need to be even, so it doesn't really matter how we have them. Just trying to work out how I like this one, the gold piece. Could have that a tad longer than that one, but not as long as the Moody Mauve piece. Yeah, all right, we'll do one at a time because I've got two individual pieces, so I can. If I just put one bead of glue, then I can easily move it around. Just cover up the edge of that one a little bit, there like that. Stick that down. There we go. Follow suit with the other piece. See, look at that. We used up our little strips. This bit's got a little torn edge from my projects I was designing for my class. And then can pop that down there like that, and we can make it look like it's one individual piece. Oops. Slide that up a little bit. There we go. So then when we put that down over the top, no one will ever know that that is two individual pieces. Yay! All right, now trim and sentiment. Okay, so we've got this trim, which is from the suite, and I wanted to use this in the project, which I forgot about. We could add a strip of this down here. This would bring in a fourth element, but it's trim. Like we've got to have ribbon and bling on our project, don't we? How would that look if we added that? That would look cool, actually. I think that would look really cool. It brings in, we could put some on the pot. Could put some along the top of the pot. That one keeps sticking. We could put some along the top of this pot. 3 little strands along the top of the pot. That would be cute too. Let's do that. Now these, they do separate when you cut them. So you've got to cut them fairly carefully. And let's see if I can do it. If you cut it just before the, let's see, is that going to work? No, I'm going to have to cut it right on the little, it's called wavy, what's it called? Wavy trim. Wavy trim. And it's like a woven linen thread, basically. But when you cut it on where it waves across there, it tends to separate. But you can hold it together with glue dots. So I've done that on some of my projects. I'll get rid of all of that. So let's bring in some mini glue dots. Remember I had the old packet of my glue dots? I finished them on all of those projects for the classes yesterday. So now I'm going back to my newer box, which is great. All right, so take off a glue dot. Oh, in fact, you know what I should have done? I should have put that straight on the glue dot. Which way? That way. So the glue dot fits beautifully just behind each one of those little waves in the wavy trim. I'll use this one behind this one. And the glue dots actually help to keep that trim together in the shape. Oops, except when your glue dot sticks like that, like mine just did. Ah, it's stuck to my finger now. See, I should have done it straight off the tape roll. There we go. And we'll add that to the top of the pot. Shape that a little bit with the glue dot. We add that to the top of the pot. I'll shape that in a little bit. It's just a little bit too wide, just a tad. I'll trim that off. There we go. There, now our little pot's got some trim on it. And you like the trim on the pot, Zana? Oh, awesome. Thank you. And that's not stuck down yet. We do need to stick that, but I just am waiting until I finish fiddling before I stick it, because I did want to put some more of this down as well. I'm just worried that if I mount that up, that fern is going to hang, because I can already see that hanging. So I'm thinking I need to stick that flat. I wonder, would I be able, no, probably not. I was wondering if I could cut small enough pieces of dimensionals to put behind this fern to get that to stand up a little bit more and not hang down. I don't know, maybe. We'll see. All right, I really want to try this trim on here. If we just put a short bit like that, there, like that. Or we could go all the way to the top and the bottom of that piece there. What do you think? What do you think about that? If I added some of that trim there, even if I added a bit of a shorter piece, had it a little bit shorter, just so it's sort of sitting in there, and then had that sitting over the top. That just won't sit flat, that's all. I am going to have to mount that up if I do that with the trim. I do like the trim there. I actually really love the texture. I think I'm going to do it, people. I think I'm going to do it, and we'll deal with that fern when we get to it, because I really love this trim and I really want to use it on there more than just on the pot. It does look lovely on the pot, I agree, but I think we need to use a bit more of it. All right, where's those glue dots gone? Here they are. Okay, this time I'm going to take the trim to the glue dot and pick that up. Much better. So we'll put a few of these along the length of the trim, because it does tend to bow a little bit, this trim. Because it's a woven thread, it wants to just, yeah, pop up a little bit. So, oh, wait, where are we up to? Here. Getting myself in a tangle. Nearly went backwards again over the ones I just done. Get that one there. And lastly, this one here. Glue dots are so fantastic. I love glue dots. Great for ribbon, trim, embellishments. All right, and let's add this on here. I'm just going to put that on the edge of the gold, and it's going to be kind of in the middle of that, overlapping those two a little bit like that. There we go. Make sure they're stuck on. Make sure your glue dots are pushed in from the edge a little bit so they're not going to stick to anything. Make sure they are actually sitting underneath that trim. There we go. Looks a little bit wonky, but that's okay because it's wavy trim. We can get away with it. All right. And now we're going to need to pop this up on some dimensionals. So I don't want to put the dimensionals where the trim is there. So I'll just flip that over, and I want to put them in from there. All right, so we'll go here and here. And let's add one more out here for good measure. There we go. And I really want to see if I can do something with that. I do have another idea actually for that. But let's see if this works first. Let me grab my my old snips. These are my blunt snips that I keep just for my trim. And I want to see how fine a piece of this I can cut to see if I can get one small enough, thin enough to put behind some of that stem to hold that up. And if not, if it's going to be too thick, because we don't want to see it from the front, and if it's going to be too thick, I can cut smaller pieces and put it where the thicker pieces of the what do you call it? Branch is, where the actual little branches come out. So I'll just see, is that going to hide? Is it going to hide behind there? Let's see. No, we will see that. Or if I put it down a bit lower, the other one might help to hide it a bit. No, I think we're still going to see it. Okay, so I'm going to cut tiny, tiny little pieces. Tiny little pieces to put behind just some of those little stems, just in a few different spots. Okay, so if you have trouble with dexterity, this is where you might want to use your take your pick tool. I'm just going to pop a couple in a few spots behind there to just hold that one up. So take that little backing off, pop that on here, just in some of the thicker spots. And then I think one more for good measure, just to make sure that the backing came off as well on that one. That's okay. We need it to come off eventually anyway. Oh, we can put one here where the crumb cake layer overlaps, because that'll help to hide it. And I think that will be enough to help hold that up. Actually, with the other one, oh, okay, so see how this fern here overlaps this piece here? We can put a dimensional behind here to hold that up there. So let's use, I'll just do a half a one, cut one in half, and we'll use a half a one behind there. Let's see, where are we going? Here, and that'll help to hold that up there. Oh, beautiful. Perfect. Okay, and then for these bits here, they're going to need 2 layers, because we've already got a pot layer here, and then we're going to add another layer here. So we will add a couple of layers. We'll just add 2 dimensionals here. We'll take the backings off those, and then we're going to add an extra layer behind those 2, because they are in a pot that is already mounted up on one layer. Okay, so we need to add an extra layer to those ones. Oops, did I just stick that down? No, we're good. We're good. I thought, uh-oh. No, but we're all good. All right, let's take all these backings off, all the little paper backings. There we go. Get these big ones off here. This piece is a little bit wonky now to work on the back side of it, because we've got all that dimension going on the front. Now, I'm not putting any dimensionals there because it's going to be sitting up over here, over the trim. So it's going to lift it up a little bit. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Let's pop that down there like so. Got everything lined up. Stick it all down. Oh, beautiful. Those little pieces worked perfectly. There we go. All stuck down. Yay. Now we just have to work out. Oh, I like that. I like the addition of that trim on there. Happy I did that. And sentiment. So, where are we going to pop this little guy? You know what? We could even just pop it up there. It's going to be covered though. It's going to be covered if we pop it up there. Oh, you can still read it. The original layout was to have it here like this, but it is going to cover up that big pot. So what we could do is use a smaller sentiment I have a with gratitude sentiment. Now we can cut this down smaller and just have a little narrow sentiment. So how about we try that? See if that works. All right. And then we just need to add the bling and we'll be done. So let's see if we can trim this down. I might trim the ends first. Might just have a straight end sentiment because I'm needing to trim it all down. So it'll be hard to get in the punch if I make it too short. How about lower, Zana? Yeah, I can have a look at that. And we can see if we can get it down a little bit lower. We'll see how we go. Okay, we trim that. We did use this sentiment in my class, and we did have it on a skinnier little sentiment label, the with gratitude, because it's only a very small little sentiment. There we go. And then if we ink the edges of that one in the Pretty Peacock, that brings the Pretty Peacock in a little bit more. I'm going to have a sip of my New York breakfast tea. It's starting to cool down too, so I'll close the lid. I had the lid open so that it would cool down because it was very hot when I first brought it into the craft room. All right, so this is the sentiment. Haven't inked the edges yet, but if we put that there now, let's ink the edges. I think that will be a lot better. We'll be able to see everything then. All right, getting inky fingers today, but I love it. We haven't done a whole heap of inking though, really, because most everything in this project was already pre-prepared. I did do a little bit of extra ink distressing, didn't I, actually? That's right, I did. Did just a little bit. All right, there we go. So there's our sentiment label. Let's just put it on our scrap paper for a minute. Let that ink dry a tad. Okay. All right. Well, the other thing, yeah, so Zana is saying, how about lower? We could put it down here, so it's not on the pots at all. I mean, it does look cute there on the pots, but we could just pop it down here in the corner just there and just have it like subtly down there in the corner. This was that the other one that we had? What was the other one we had? That was the other one, I think, which is bigger. I mean, I guess that one could go there too. It just, yeah, I don't know. I think that looks a little bit bigger. That one. That's the wrong color. Yeah. What about just down here? What do you think? If I just put it down there, or does it look weird because it's just floating on its own down there in the? I actually don't mind it there. What do you think? Do you like it there in the bottom, in the lower left-hand corner? I actually don't mind that there. I think if we pop that up on dimensionals, that would look quite good there. There, or it can go up here. I just looked at the time and thought, oh my goodness, I didn't realize how late it was. Okay, so let me know what you like. Do you like it in the bottom, the lower left-hand corner, or on the pot? So in the corner or on the pot? What do you think? No, I don't like it up the top. So in the corner or on the pot? What do you all like? Let me know. Last thing that you have to decide on, because then we're going to add some bling and we're going to get that on. Well, we've got 3 colors to choose from. Might need to bring in a little bit more gold, I think. On the pot, Glenda. Glenda likes it. Oh my goodness, there it is. I was thinking, oh no, where did I put it? Amber likes it on the pot. Glenda likes it on the pot. Yep. Okay, we can put it up there on the pot. Sitting it over the pot. Brings it all together, doesn't it? In like a little cluster. So, is the sentiment label cardstock a different color to the circle? No? Oh, actually, yes. It is vanilla. Thank you for bringing that up. It is vanilla, but I didn't brush over it with the, yeah, good point. I better do that. because otherwise it'll look odd. I need to brush it over with a little bit of the crumb cake ink because we distressed everything else with the crumb cake ink. Thank you, Amber. I totally forgot about that. We'll just make it, I'll just put a little bit of this over the top so that it looks the same color. Let's see. That blends in a little bit better. A little bit better. Still going to look a little bit different because we've got the pretty peacock around the sides. So add a little bit more. Actually, I don't want to use the dauber because that's going to go on too heavy. Just add a little bit more. Yeah, I totally forgot that I had coloured that, the cards, the circle. There we go. That should be better now. There we go. That looks better. All right. So we're going up here on the pots. On the pots because it connects it. Yep. Glenda said it's connected when it's on the pot. Yep. Yep, that makes sense. Okay. All right. So I'll cut some of these dimensionals. And we'll pop a little dimensional just under the center bit there. Oh, I've got one already cut actually. So we're going to have glue there on the pot. We'll have a little bit of dimension just under here. And then that other bit can just flap in the breeze. If you wanted to, you could put 2 layers of dimensional here, but I don't think I'm going to worry. It'll be glued here, dimensionalized here. It's not going to go anywhere, so I think I'll just leave it like that. All right, so who else has been using up their dimensionals from their kits? I hope you have. Just be careful about combining those dimensionals with your standard dimensionals because a lot of the kit dimensionals are higher. So make sure you're using one or the other. There we go, dimensional and glue, and there we go. Yep, awesome. And that can just sit up there. I think I had it over a little bit further before. I did too. I had it over a little bit further. Can I lift that? Got it. I'll just shift it over a little bit so that it's a little bit more supported. That's a little bit better. Not too different, but a little bit. There we go. Okay. And now our bling. Now I think we need to bring in some more of that gold because I didn't use any of the gold anywhere else. So I think we'll use some gold. So I've got a little bit of copper here left from my other packet. We've got gold, copper, and pewter. So these are beautiful. Oh, got glue. Hang on, I've got glue dots on my take your pick tool. All right, so let's see. Do we want... All right, that's staying there. That came off. It's stuck now. It's staying put. We'll pop one there. Oh, actually, I want one up a bit higher than that. Don't want that one right there. Put one up there. And how about if we pop another one here, or we could go here. Oh, I don't want to add any more height there. We've got so much height now. We've got 1, 2, 3 layers on this card. So I don't want to kind of go too much higher. Let's just put it here, hey? Let's go here. So we've got our 3. There we go. Finished. Look at this beautiful card we made together using all of our scraps. Thank you so much for helping me and for your suggestions. I always love getting your suggestions. And look, we've still got all of these scraps that we can use. These are all the leftover bits from my class prep that we can use for other, and all these as well. And I die cut this one today, which we didn't end up using. And this one. We've got all of these pieces that we can use on more projects. So there you go. So make sure you keep all of your extra bits, your die cuts, your scraps of your cardstock. These were all scraps of my cardstock that were left over from designing my class. So make sure that you use them up, yeah, and make some beautiful things. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that project. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I'll turn the camera up to face to face so that I can say goodbye to you all properly. So bear with me one moment while I just quickly do that. My transition back to face is usually a lot quicker and smoother than my transition down to the desk. As long as I can get my clamps undone, that is. There we go. Oh, we're nearly there. Just got to go up a bit higher. Oh, hang on a minute. I forgot that one. Wait a sec. Wait a minute. Oh, come on. Here I am saying that the transition down to the desk is usually easier, and it plays up today. Oh, I spoke too soon. There we go. Oh, look, I forgot to flip, didn't I? There we go. Oh, my goodness. Oh, there we go. We got there in the end. So, okay, lights. We need lights. Sorry, I forgot that I had undone that extra clamp at the top. Normally I don't fiddle with that one. Normally I don't fiddle with that extra clamp, but I did today to try and see if the view was better. But then I forgot to, yeah, I had to readjust that one again. Anyway, I'm back. I'm back. All good. So there you go. Oh, look, you can see my bright orange cardigan. There you go. There's a beautiful card. There's an up-close look at it. So I hope you enjoyed that. Using all of those extra little bits and pieces. So the only thing we die cut today was the circle, and we did trim down the paper, but everything else was already done. So if you haven't already checked out the Earthen Textures stamps and dies and the Earthen Elegance suite itself, because it's all beautiful, the paper is beautiful, the trim is beautiful, and of course the bundle is gorgeous, then be sure to look for it in the online store and in the annual catalogue. So as I said, all of those products are available in my online store, and you can get to it either through my blog or through my website. Either which way you'll get there. Just click on the shop button when you go through to either of those sites, and you can find it there. And remember to use my June host code if you are shopping with me as well, so that I can send you a thank you card, and I'll also send you a thank you gift if your order is over $75. Alrighty, so remember I've got my class, so don't forget that. And that Earthen Elegance paper is gorgeous. Now you will get a little bit of it in the class. You're only going to get about a quarter pack in the class. So if you want more of it, if you love it and you want more of it, remember that it is on special this month for the month of June, as well as 12 other paper packs, 15% off. So make sure you get some of that beautiful, beautiful paper. So all of my links will be in the description of the video. So you'll be able to go through and check those out. Yeah, so did anybody have any questions in regards to anything that I created today, about the layout, about the products, about anything else to do with Stampin' Up? Now is your time to ask me if I missed any questions before. Oh, thank you, everybody. Thank you. Rose said lovely card. Glenda, lovely card. Zana, lovely card. And Dimity said lovely card as well. Thank you, everyone. I'm glad that you enjoyed that. I hope that it has inspired you to use up all of your extra little bits and pieces that you've kept from other projects. And thank you, everyone, for the hearts going up. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, look what you can do. You can make such a beautiful project just using all your scraps and your bits and pieces. So definitely, definitely use them. And that is another idea for you. If you are joining in my class, that is an additional project that you can create as well. You should have enough paper. You will have enough paper to make that, because that designer series paper, that was an offcut as well from my class, it was left over. So there you go. Alrighty, well, I hope you all have a great week this week. I have got a busy week, another busy week, lots happening, classes and more preparation for our team retreat coming up. If you would like to join in our team retreat in August as well, then join our team and come and join us. We would love to have you. If you join now during, what are we, January, where are we? June, July, August, yes. You'll be able to join us at our team retreat if you would like to in August. It's going to be a full day in-person retreat. So much fun. We're going to have games. We're going to have prizes. We're going to have creating. Lots and lots of fun. So we would love to have you join us. And remember, see, I'm talking too much now. Remember, there's the amazing starter kit join offer at the moment. One moment, please. Yeah, there is that amazing starter kit joining offer at the moment that you can purchase the starter kit for $169, but you'll get $283 worth of product that you get to choose to put in your starter kit. And if you do that and you need suggestions, if you think, oh my goodness, how do I choose products to put in my kit? Feel free to let me know, because I'm happy to help you and help you select products that would be suitable for you and what you like to craft with as well. So, all right, but I'm here to answer any questions. Feel free to get in contact with me if there's anything I can help you with, and I will let you go. I hope you have a lovely evening and a great week, and I will see you all again really soon. Happy crafting, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Bye.